Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're checking out another Oasis classic. This is Don't Go Away from the controversial Be Here Now album. So let's start off by checking out that iconic bit of lead guitar in that introduction. We're going to be based around our A minor pentatonic for this one, simply starting at our 5th fret of our D. We're just going to hammer that on to the 7th fret there. We're then going to do the same thing on the G string, 5 to 7. And we're really going to let that note ring out. I've got a compressor pedal on there just to help with the sustain a little bit. Anyway, we're then going to do a bend afterwards. We're then going to play it unbent and go 7-5, 7-5 and land at the 7th fret of the D. Again. We're then going to use our middle finger, as I like to do it, on the 5th fret of the A, and we're just going to bend that down and up, then open, and then slide in the octave, which is the 7th fret of the D there, and then we're going to start it again, 5 to 7 on the D, 5 to 7 on the G. And this time, as we kind of let ring out that note, we're just going to bring it up as we get to the end of it. And then do our bend, starting from our normal position. And then 7-5, 7-5. 7th on the D. And again, 5th fret on the A, bending that and letting it go. And then we're going to finish by going 5 on the G there and 7 on the D. We're now going to talk about the rhythm, or the chords, for Don't Go Away, and it's a really nice and fun one. For the verse chords then, we've got an A minor, we've got a G, we've got an F add 9, quite a fun one this. And then what we're going to do is, you see our kind of 3rd fret of our D, I'm just going to take that off, and that creates a D7 sus4. Quite a good chord there. You don't really get many opportunities to play it. Anyway, rhythmically, it's just going to go like this. And you can also play around with some of the chords as well. When we go from the A minor to the G, you know, instead of doing the full chord, you could just bring your middle and a ring finger there to the 3rd and 2nd fret of our E and A, and that creates a sort of G add 11. And then you could take that into a normal F chord, and then then maybe just the top half of our D7 sus4, or you could add in the pinky as well. Just a couple options there. Anyway, as we move on into the pre-chorus, we're going to keep playing that D7 sus4. And then we're going to add on our ring finger there back to get our F add 9. And then we're going to go around again. And then to a G. And then we'll be in the chorus. Just to review then, it just sounds like this. Chorus is simply going to be C, and then we're going to drop the bass note down. It's a classic songwriting technique there. So we've got the 2nd fret of the A, open D, open G, 1st fret of the B there, into an A minor, then to a G. Just to recap, that's C there, drop the bass note, to the A minor, to G, then we're going to go F to G, and then we're going to go A minor, G, F. And then we'll be back into the verse. So the only other rhythm part we haven't talked about is just going to be the chords behind the solo, and that's going to be a nice and easy one, nothing new here. Going from the C, going to drop the bass note into A minor, to F, F minor, and again. And instead of going F minor, we're going to go G on that 2nd time. And that'll lead us nicely back into the chorus. As we move into the pre-chorus and chorus, there's also going to be a little bit of lead guitar that's going to be going on there. I'm using a little bit of tremolo here as well. No worries if you haven't got it, it's just a nice feature to add. Anyway, the part's quite simple, it just goes like this. So for that we're playing the open G, first fret of the B, open, first fret, and then open G. We're then going to use our pinky finger to play the third fret of the high E, and then play the first fret of the B again as we loop round to play it again and again. This part almost immediately comes back in the second verse there, where you'll see me play an A minor amongst the kind of riff as well. And then it will progress on into the second pre-chorus and the second chorus as well. As we exit the first chorus, there's going to be a little instrumental bit of guitar, a little bit of lead guitar if you like, and it just goes like this. It's a nice simple lick. We're just going to start on the 7th fret of the G and we're going to bend it up. And then play it and bring it down. 5th fret, 7th on the D. So we're now going to check out the solo for Don't Go Away. Let's have a look at the example and then we're going to break it up into 3 different phrases. So that was my example there. Let's have a look at the first phrase. It just sounds like this. So we're going to be starting again around our sort of A minor pentatonic pattern. We've got our 5th fret of our D here, hammering on to the 7th, 5th fret of the G. Then we're going to pull off 7 back to 5 on the G. And then we're going to bend quickly up and down on the 7th fret of the G. Pull it off back to the 5th fret. And I like to hammer on my ring finger to that 7th fret of the D now. You can play it as well, but sometimes it's quicker just to hammer it on. Given that the volume that we're playing at, usually that works out quite well. Anyway, we're then going to play the 5th fret of the G twice. Really dragging out the 2nd note there. And landing on the 7th of the D again. into phrase number 2, we're going to be holding on that 7th fret of the D, coming out of the last phrase we played. I'm just going to drop it down 1 fret as the F chord goes from major to minor. And then we're going to slide that down and then start the lick over again, really similar parts. So we're starting at the 5th fret of the D again, like we did before, 5 to 7, 5th fret on the G, pulling off, 7 to 5 on the G, and then bending up and down, going back to the 5th fret of the G, and then 7th on the D. Then we're going to play the 5th fret of the G, and this time we're going to move over to the 7th fret of the G, sliding up to the 9th. Middle finger coming over to play the 8th fret of the B, sliding up to the 10th, 8th fret of the E, playing it again and hammering on and pulling off that 10th fret. So phrase number 3 is going to be a repeated lick with a couple of variations there in amongst kind of 3 or 4 notes, and it just goes like this. So we're going to have our index finger borrowing the 8th fret of the B and E strings, and we're going to use our ring finger to hammer onto either the 10th fret of the B or the 10th fret of the E. And we're going to start by going 8th fret of the B, hammering onto the 10th fret, and then 8th fret of the E. We're then going to play the 8th fret of the E again, and then repeat the first lick. And then we're going to play the 8th fret of the E another time and hammer on and pull off the 10th fret of the E. And then we're going to do our original lick that we did the first time, you know, 8th fret of the B going to 10 and 8th fret of the E. We're going to do that another 2 times. We're then going to play the 8th fret of the E again, and then the original lick, 8 to 10 on the B and 8 on the E. And then we're going to hammer on from the 8th fret of the E to the 10th fret back to the 8th. So in that final chorus, there's also going to be a little bit of lead guitar, and it's going to be really similar to our solo section. We've got another repeated lick, index finger barring the 8th fret of our B and E strings there, and then ring finger hammering onto the 10th fret of the B. And that lick you can hear in the final chorus going all the way up to the end of the song there. So that was my lesson on Don't Go Away by Oasis. I really hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. I'll leave you now with the backing track.